Ciao a tutti, sono alexanderdario, bentrovati su GENSHIN IMPACT. Allora ragazzi, proseguiamo con l'Archon Quest di Sumeru. Voglio cercare di riuscire ad uscire da questa specie di loop temporale in cui siamo capitati, anche se in realtà non è un loop temporale, ma è qualcosa di diverso, i cui responsabili sono probabilmente i saggi dell'Accademia. Ma per proseguire noi dobbiamo parlare con Deja, anzi con Dia, non mi ricorderò mai il nome, accidenti, tutte le volte lo sbaglio, e a quanto pare però siamo già arrivati in zona. Ok, dovrebbe essere qua, tra l'altro siamo esattamente dove ci sono le bancarelle del festival. Tutti loro sono come noi vittime di questo strano fenomeno, che probabilmente è un esperimento di qualche tipo. Ma parliamo con Dia.
There you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're still getting used to your new greatsword.
Huh. Truth be told, I also think it's pretty strange. It just suddenly felt so familiar in my hands and... wait a second! How did you know I got a new greatsword to begin with? I didn't tell anyone about it.
È perché ormai lo sappiamo da un bel po' di tempo ormai, purtroppo.
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Paimon's gotten a little sick of doing it.
Andiamo dritti al punto.
Oh, that works.
Quindi gli spiegheremo tutto, immagino. Sei diventata improvvisamente abile con il nuovo spadone perché... e gli racconteremo tutto molto rapidamente, immagino. Ah, no. Abbiamo vissuto questo stesso giorno già molte volte.
What happened to you guys while I was gone? Did you get brainwashed by some cult?
Don't think too hard about it. Just take what we're saying at face value.
All right then, let me get this straight. You're telling me that my body's already gotten used to this great sword, but my brain just doesn't remember it?
Esatto.
Yes, your memory's being erased every day.
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? Why do you think that?
If we've actually been reliving the Sabzeruz festival day after day, then what happened to the things we used, the money we spent, the food we ate? Common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long time ago. There's no way I wouldn't have noticed that.
Ci ho pensato anch'io. Ma se dietro tutto questo ci sono i saggi...
Right! They could use the Akasha to record what everyone did that day, and then use the city's resources to replenish everything!
Certo, è un piano molto elaborato e complicato, eh?
It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it is impossible. I've got proof.
You have proof? Where?
You two are surprisingly serious about this nonsensical discussion. Fine, I'll play along for a little longer. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well. I still can't guarantee that this area is safe.
Ok.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
Ok ragazzi, seguiamo un po' l'indicatore, vediamo cosa ha da mostrarci Dia. Ok, siamo arrivati. Cosa c'è qua da vedere?
This is it.
Huh? This is a wooden training dummy. What about it?
Lo ha usato tutti i giorni per allenarsi con lo spadone, immagino, quindi a quest'ora dovrebbe essere molto rovinato.
See those marks on the dummy? Those are the result of several days' worth of practice.
Ok.
Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it be hacked to pieces by now?
Eh sì.
That's true, but what if they did?
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark I left during previous training sessions.
Giusta osservazione.
I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of refined control. The force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated and deliberate. That's why I remember every mark on the dummy, as well as my state of mind as I made each strike. It's just as they say, each swordsman has their own unique style, and even the same swordsman can't make the same cut twice. It would be impossible to copy these marks.
Is it really impossible? What if they used some fancy machine to carve every single
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting because the former has no spirit to it. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate carved marks from the results of combat training.
Quindi sembra che dovremmo abbandonare questa teoria, eh?
Whew, I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brain exercise game that's been super popular with the scholars lately? It's surprisingly fun. Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. Is our memory deletion theory also wrong? But at least we've reached some other conclusions in the meantime.
Non siamo in un loop temporale, non siamo nel mondo reale. Ok, questa mi sembra una buona idea. Potremmo essere addormentate? In realtà stiamo sognando?
Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now?
L'intera Sumeru è molto basata sui sogni, anche la quest degli Aranara è abbastanza incentrata su quello, e anche il primo incontro che abbiamo fatto con l'Aranara, quando siamo andati a soccorrere la ricercatrice nella grotta, che stava dormendo in preda, diciamo, alle visioni dei funghi, era all'interno del mondo dei sogni. Quindi, perché no? Potrebbe essere che siamo tutti addormentati in realtà, o magari solo io e Paimon.
Strange? Paimon feels like everything's been strange lately.
Come mai non abbiamo mai pensato di lasciare la città? Beh, in realtà io ci ho pensato perché volevo andare a fare altro, ma il gioco mi ha suggerito di non farlo e quindi eccoci qua, insomma.
Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of such a simple solution! Many things should become clear if we can confirm the flow of time outside of the city. I can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard on our other theories? Or because we're just too tired?
In realtà probabilmente è stata la Kasha stessa a impedirci di fare questo pensiero prima.
How about we go back and ask Nahida? Maybe we've forgotten something about leaving the city.
Oppure ci abbiamo già provato ma siamo stati rispediti indietro, chi lo sa. Andiamo a parlare con Nahida, vediamo se lei ci sa dire qualcosa. Per fortuna non siamo troppo lontani dalla sua posizione. Eccola qua, infatti.
Nahida, we're back!
You're back early today. Did you find something new?
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that we're not in a time loop. And we also aren't in the real world. But at the same time, we have a new question.
Abbiamo mai provato a lasciare la città?
Leaving the city. As far as I remember, you've mentioned your plans to do that twice before.
2 volte?
We did? But we don't remember anything. What happened after we talked about those plans? What did we say when we got back?
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't think too much about it.
It is true that sometimes we lose track of time during our investigations. Before we know it, it'll already be the next day. But still, neither of us remember anything about leaving town.
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory, I should have already awakened all your memories.
Magari questa è la chiave.
Yep, something here's definitely fishy. Let's get to the bottom of this tomorrow.
Ok, quindi fischio, si riazzera tutto e proviamo a uscire dalla città, immagino. Vediamo che cosa succede.
Memories are back!
Sempre prima riusciamo a ricordarci le cose, per fortuna, così non perdiamo troppo tempo durante la giornata.
About that. Well, where should Paimon begin?
In che senso?
Traveler, aside from your memories that were just restored, I have another message for you.
Un messaggio? E da parte di chi?
Listen to it and you'll understand.
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sabzeruz festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Ma questa è la mia voce. Ho lasciato un messaggio per me stesso?
Traveler, you should be missing 2 days worth of memories. Paimon will fill you in.
Paimon ti spiegherà tutto, ti mancano i ricordi degli ultimi 2 giorni? Quindi in realtà abbiamo già provato a lasciare la città? Cosa è successo? Spiegami un po', Paimon.
It's time to carry out our plan from yesterday.
Ok, quindi la giornata è iniziata esattamente come questa.
Okay, let's go.
Adesso siamo all'interno del ricordo della giornata. E quindi che cosa dobbiamo fare? Dirigiti all'entrata della città e cerca un modo per uscire. Ok, proviamoci. In realtà siamo già abbastanza in periferia, non dovrebbe essere complicato uscire. Non c'è nessuna guardia. Esatto. Tra l'altro, lo potremo attivare anche se siamo in un ricordo? Vedremo, quando torneremo nel mondo reale vediamo cosa succede a questo teletrasporto.
Why can't we leave the city? What is the academia up to now?
Don't ask me. It's not like I can tell you anything. This is a direct order from the Grand Sage. Just wait until tomorrow.
I have a real emergency. My goods have already arrived at Port Ormos. If I don't hurry, they'll be stolen.
Peccato che quel domani sarà già passato da chissà quanti giorni ormai.
That's your problem. Make sure you make a request in advance next time.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced a lockdown for Sumeru City today. How completely unsurprising. Let's go and question them. Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city today?
Here we go again. Don't ask me. I don't know either. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us anything else.
Quindi l'Accademia non ha alcuna fiducia in voi.
Angering me won't get you anywhere. If I had that kind of insider info, I would have left this stupid post long ago.
Io proverei a scavalcare questo semplice muretto e vediamo che succede.
If we can't get anything out of him, let's take matters into our own hands. Why don't we climb over the walls? Those guards can't be everywhere at once.
Esatto.
This is a good spot, and the guard hasn't noticed us at all. Let's hurry!
Ok, Paimon, rimani qui.
Huh? Why? Are you going to leave Paimon behind?
Lasciare la città potrebbe... in effetti, visto che non mi ricordo gli ultimi 2 giorni, l'intuizione di Alexis potrebbe non essere così sbagliata. Perché provare a uscire dalla città potrebbe causare dei problemi con i nostri ricordi.
What if things get really weird out there and you get into some trouble? Then Paimon won't be able to help you.
Vabbè, correremo il rischio.
Paimon knows that Paimon can't do much, but we've always been together, haven't we?
Non preoccuparti, Paimon.
Okay. Paimon will wait for you. Promise Paimon that you'll come back as soon as possible. Just a quick look.
D'accordo.
And please, be careful.
Ok, ragazzi. Vediamo che succede.
Memories! Traveler!
Ok, siamo ritornati a questo punto e Paimon ne era disperata perché chissà che fine avevamo fatto.
Paimon thought Paimon would never see you again. You just disappeared.
Ecco, infatti.
Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back. You promised Paimon that you were only taking a quick look.
Cosa avevo promesso?
Paimon, calm down. She's here now. I don't think she understood what you were saying.
Paimon doesn't care. Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay. Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day.
E nonostante io non ricordi niente di tutto questo, ti chiedo scusa. intenzione certo di abbandonare Paimon.
Okay. Paimon will forgive you. The most important thing is that you didn't actually disappear. Oh, Paimon was so scared that you had gone into another world.
Okay, Paimon, can you tell us your perspective of what really happened yesterday?
Ok, quindi Paimon spiega il nostro piano di ieri.
I see. Using two people's different perspectives.
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant.
Inizio a sospettare sempre di più che si tratti davvero di un sogno in cui siamo intrappolati, A causa della cascia magari non riusciamo più a svegliarci e approfittando di questo nostro sonno si stanno ciucciando tutte le esperienze che facciamo. Ma non lo so, è sempre un'ipotesi per il momento.
No way! Paimon was watching you with the fullest attention.
What's your perspective, traveler? You sure you don't have any memory of this?
Sì, non ero nemmeno a conoscenza dell'esistenza del ieri, ma tra l'altro c'è ancora questo filtro che dovrebbe ricordarci, diciamo, i ricordi dei giorni passati, ma da come stanno parlando i personaggi sembra che ormai siamo usciti da quella sequenza di ricordi, quindi che è successo? Come mai è rimasto il filtro?
I guess that explains everything. You also lost your memories the last 2 times you tried to leave the city. Those days' memories can't be awoken.
So, if we leave the city, our memories will be completely erased?
Ok, quindi stanno anche cancellando la memoria a tutti quelli che se ne vanno.
It really sounds like something big outside of the city is being hidden on purpose. But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside.
Possiamo lasciare una traccia che vada oltre ai ricordi?
Something like a message? But how can we send it back?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being stared at.
Giusto, siamo ancora nei ricordi perché Alexis ha registrato il messaggio che Naida ci ha dato. Ok, quindi stiamo rivivendo quella sequenza di avvenimenti.
Well... Okay. You want something that can pass on messages, right? Give me some time and take care of Dunyarzad for me.
Yep, now we're talking.
Ecco che stiamo vegliando su Dunyarzad che non sembra proprio più muoversi. È proprio in uno stato comatoso. Però così è finita la giornata. Tra un po' farà beep.
I'm done. Here you go.
What? Isn't this just an Akasha terminal?
I made some little changes. Akasha terminals are already capable of sending messages. I just tweaked it so that it could connect to any node.
To make something like this? Nahida, you really know the Akasha like the back of your hand. Anyway, we can use this now to record a message, right?
Yep. I'll help you save the messages. It should be pretty easy to use. I just can't guarantee the user's status and signal coverage when they're outside the city.
We'll never know until we try. At least we're taking the initiative now.
Ok, vale la pena provarci.
Let's go then. Let's expose those sages.
Continuo a pensare che sia meglio che tu rimanga qui. Così se ci sono problemi sono solo io a subirne le conseguenze.
All right. Paimon isn't as worried about being separated since it happened once yesterday. But Paimon still isn't happy about it.
Che carina. A domani, Paimon.
Okay. See you tomorrow, traveler. That covers everything that's happened so far.
Ok. Quindi quel messaggio che abbiamo sentito è quello che ho lasciato a me stesso, sostanzialmente.
Yes. Although the signal was choppy and had some interference, we still managed to receive 2 messages from you when you were outside.
2 messaggi?
Okay, now that you understand what's going on, let's hear the messages together.
Allora, vediamo un po'. Che cosa ci siamo raccontati?
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sabzeruz festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Innumerevoli dimensioni?
I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. Impossible and surreal sights. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain mute puppets rather than people. I can't sense any human presence.
E questo era il primo messaggio. Non mi fa capire nulla in realtà, però, di cosa sta succedendo.
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like you left the Sumeru city space when you set foot outside of the walls. But everything looked completely normal when Paimon was looking out from the inside. That's unbelievable. And if we take your word for it, the other spaces all had very weird contents.
There's another part here. I only received it last night.
Sentiamo anche questo allora.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after the other, absorbed by something like a sun in the sky.
È la Kasha che sta rubando i ricordi.
And
E il
now,
beat.
even the final space has also disappeared. Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Cosa sono? Non si sente. Mannaggia.
Why did the message end right there? What did the traveler want to say? What are those spaces?
Probably because yesterday just happened to end at that moment.
Oh, right. Paimon did hear a beep from the Akasha. Did it come from here or from the message?
The message. It should have come from the Traveler's Akasha terminal.
After the beep, Traveler said even the final spaces also disappeared.
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have been?
Ok. Lo spazio dove eravamo ieri.
My impression is that each day in this samsara only ends at the sound of that beep from the...
Il mondo reale, sentiamo un po' cosa dice.
Was that space actually the real world? But wouldn't a real space just randomly disappearing like that be catastrophic?
Infatti. E spazi privi di presenza umana?
All the bizarre spaces I saw outside the city had one thing in common. A lack of human presence.
Ok, consegniamo la nostra conclusione.
That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through.
Ok, devo riprovarci allora. Consegniamo la conclusione.
That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through.
E allora l'ultimo tentativo. Ok.
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, the final space, the Sabzeruz festival, also disappears, and we're taken to the next day. Later on, Traveler also mentioned a bunch of new spaces materializing behind them. Do lots of new spaces appear every day? Paimon's head is spinning. Just what are these spaces anyhow?
Well, consider this. For all the horrors of the Archon War, at its heart, it was just a game where a bunch of gods fought over 7 seats. So no matter how strange or spooky things may look on the surface, maybe all they point to in the end is a small and simple secret.
Wow, the Archon War, huh? That's an analogy and a half.
Un segreto, eh? Datemi un po' di tempo, ho bisogno di pensarci su.
Hey, where are you going?
Ok. Dobbiamo far mente locale. Ma per farlo che facciamo? Usciamo di nuovo dalla città? In realtà mi sta dicendo di andare da tutt'altra parte. Ok, visto che dobbiamo andare alle porte di Sumeru City da quest'altro lato, andiamoci col teletrasporto, così facciamo prima. Ok, vediamo che cosa succede,
Do you want
ragazzi.
some alone own time to think? All right then, Paimon won't disturb you.
Ok, ci abbiamo pensato un bel po' di tempo, eh? È quasi il tramonto.
The dance of Sabzeruz is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
La danza del Sabzeruz è già ora?
Okay. Why don't you go ahead, Dunyarzad? We still have some other stuff to do first.
Okay then. See you later.
Chissà chi è sta Dunyarzad, visto che quella vera è praticamente in coma.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Time is ticking away.
Credo di avere la risposta.
Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know. Oh, wait, no. Let's meet up with Nahida first. You can tell us both together. This time we're gonna get to the truth.
Ok, ci ha riflettuto ben bene e forse davvero Alexis è arrivata a una conclusione. Abbiamo già scartato 2 ipotesi, vediamo se questa terza ipotesi sarà effettivamente quella corretta. Allora, dobbiamo andare da Nahida, vediamo un attimino, il teletrasporto... Ah, bene, il teletrasporto che ho attivato nei ricordi l'abbiamo attivato anche nel mondo vero, a quanto pare. Meglio così. E allora lo uso subito, così facciamo prima. Ok ragazzi, eccoci qua, siamo già arrivati da Nahida praticamente. E quindi proviamo a dire la nostra nuova teoria.
You're back! I've been waiting forever for you two. Are you ready to take your Sabzeruz exam and graduate from the festival?
Prontissime, signorina Nahida.
Okay. First off, have you discovered the hidden truth?
Ok, dobbiamo di nuovo fare questa riflessione. E allora, informazioni sulla Akasha.
Okay. Nahida said, the Akasha relies on the power of
Ok,
a
queste sono le
gnosis to
solite frasi, quindi le ascoltiamo molto
I've already
rapidamente.
experienced the Sabzeruz festival.
Così vediamo se
All
sblocchiamo
the bizarre
qualcosa.
spaces I saw outside the city had
Sì, è cambiato qualcosa. Abbiamo sbloccato sogni privi di presenza umana, quindi abbiamo già capito che sono sogni.
those spaces remind me of dreams,
Esatto.
like the one I had in the Avidia forest. Except these have no sign of human presence.
Esatto, sono sogni. Come avevo ipotizzato io, ragazzi.
The moon, illusions, and lies. What do they all mean?
La nostra prima esperienza qui a Sumeru nel mondo dei sogni, dell'Irminsul, mi è stato d'aiuto per capire dove si voleva andare a parare anche in questo caso.
People in Sumeru
Oh.
don't dream.
Adesso possiamo fare un collegamento. Quindi a cosa lo associamo? A sogni privi di presenza umana. La verità dietro i sogni. Ok, abbiamo sbloccato un'altra voce.
We are all in a dream. It isn't that the people of Sumeru don't dream.
Esatto.
Rather, the Akasha is taking their dreams from them.
Ok, stiamo tutti sognando, ma l'Akasha si ruba i sogni delle persone. Siamo alla conclusione, quindi.
People in Sumeru think they don't dream, but the truth is the Akasha steals their dreams without them knowing it. And those spaces with no human presence are stolen dreams without their host. That would explain why they sounded so weird when she was trying to describe them. Huh. So people in Sumeru do dream after all. In fact, we're all in one big dream together right now.
Correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha is capable of this?
Come l'abbiamo capito? E... il funzionamento dell'Akasha richiede un'agnosi.
The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis to...
Ok, l'Akasha è una manifestazione del potere della
It is the
saggezza.
manifestation of the god of wisdom.
Raccoglie la saggezza dell'intero popolo. E questa è la chiave di lettura.
It compiles the wisdom of the entire populace.
E concede la conoscenza al popolo.
And it grants knowledge to the people.
Ma direi che questa è la frase chiave di tutta la cosa. Raccoglie la saggezza dell'intero popolo.
That doesn't sound right. I need to carefully think things through.
Non mi è chiaro se io questa risposta la devo dare selezionando la voce specifica o semplicemente devo andare a ripetere la sequenza per un tot di volte. Vediamo.
That doesn't sound right.
Non è neanche questa. Non è neanche questa. E allora vuol dire che secondo me bisogna semplicemente dirle tutte le voci.
Oh,
Ok.
okay. Those dream-controlling creatures in the forest also get their power from the Dendro Archon, right? That would explain why the Akasha has the ability to control people's dreams, too. But is stealing everyone's dreams really how the Akasha compiles their wisdom? Isn't there anything more to it than that?
Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most active when they're dreaming. In other words, dreams are rich bundles of human wisdom.
So, in other words, the complete opposite of how Hypatia understood it. Paimon remembers her saying that the sages think dreams are foolish delusions, and the fact that no one dreams is a blessing from Greater Lord Rukkhadevata. So it was all a dirty trick?
Beh, in realtà tecnicamente non è una bugia, perché Rukkhadevata ha creato la Kasha. Quindi il fatto che la gente non sogni, o meglio non ricordi i sogni, è una conseguenza della Kasha. Quindi Rukkhadevata ha creato la Kasha per condividere le conoscenze di tutti. La conseguenza però è che nessuno ricorda i sogni. Quindi non è propriamente una bugia.
The real story is that the sages from the academia are using the Akasha to steal people's dreams for their own use, huh?
Il problema è che i saggi dell'Accademia stanno un po' esagerando con la cosa.
Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about the Samsara?
Il Samsara. Dobbiamo, mi sa, di nuovo provare a vedere tutte le voci perché non so che cosa rispondere in questo caso.
The beep is a prompt tone for Akasha operations.
Giusto, sentiamo il beep anche se abbiamo tolto la Kasha.
Those spaces kept disappearing before my eyes. But as soon as that beep sounded, many more spaces materialized.
Ma certo, se stiamo sognando in realtà non ci stiamo togliendo la Kasha nella realtà. Lo stiamo solo facendo nel sogno. È normale che sentiamo il beep perché nella realtà ce lo abbiamo ancora. No, dobbiamo per forza ascoltare ancora le varie voci, eh?
Those dreamscapes kept vanishing. But as soon as that beep sounded, more new spaces appeared.
Lo andiamo ad associare con l'apparizione e la scomparsa degli spazi. No,
I can't seem to...
Allora lo associamo con la stanchezza mentale.
I can't seem to
Con il suono della Kasha, allora.
I can't
Ok, abbiamo trovato una nuova associazione, ovvero produzione di massa dei sogni. Consegniamo la conclusione, vediamo che succede.
Correct. The Akasha is keeping each person's brain in a constant dream state, but also separating their consciousness from their own dream. Their disembodied consciousness is placed inside the collective dream of the Sabzeruz festival along with everyone else's, while their now vacant dreams are harvested by the Akasha. No one is any the wiser as another day passes in the dream, and so begins another samsara cycle. People wake up to yet another dream about the Sabzeruz festival. The dreams that belong to them are once again harvested by the Akasha.
So, this is like a dream factory, and the Akasha is a dream harvesting machine. Did Paimon get that analogy right?
Direi di sì.
Very good, Paimon. Using analogies well is an excellent habit to get into.
Okay, so that beep we keep hearing is actually from our real-life Akasha terminals. Taking off our terminals in this stream doesn't do anything.
Esatto, quello che
Alright,
dicevo anch'io.
last question. Who am I?
È l'Archon di Dendro. La luna, come aveva detto lei.
They say that alchemical divination is the Dendro Archon's divine revelation.
So you noticed.
Sei Sua Eccellenza Minore Kusanali.
I thought that one would be the hardest question. That's why I put it last.
That wasn't hard at all. Even Paimon guessed that. Everything about you is different. We just didn't want to expose you is all. Now that you mention it, Nahida, you've been hinting to us since the very beginning. It's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about Lesser Lord Kusanali. Paimon didn't expect to meet you like this.
Ho un sacco di domande per te, però ora non mi sembra il momento giusto.
Yes, those can wait until we're back in real life. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more questions you have about here and now.
Perché non ci hai semplicemente detto subito la verità?
You asked me this question before. My answer was, it would literally blow your minds.
Esatto, mi sembra che ce l'aveva detto la volta scorsa, in effetti.
Now that you know this is all a dream, this answer should hopefully make more sense. Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Likewise, if someone suddenly had told you all this instead of you learning it on your own, your notion of reality and dream would be thrown into irreversible confusion. I couldn't expose you to that kind of risk. That's why I could only give you very subtle hints and some suggestions. Long story short, I'm really sorry I had to keep you guessing.
Ok. E come fanno i saggi a far sì che la gente non si accorga di nulla?
Firstly, this dream we're in is completely based on reality. People have already experienced this Sabzeruz festival, so it would be very difficult for them to find anything that strikes them as surreal. Secondly, you're probably wondering why people don't have any memories from earlier Samsara, right?
Giusto.
That's because people don't remember their dreams most of the time anyway. And in any case, their actual dreams are being taken away from them by the Akasha. So whenever they wake up in this dream of the Sabzeruz festival, they don't remember anything from their previous identical dream.
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a dream when we were in the Avidia forest, but couldn't see what it was about after waking up. Is that an example of what you mean?
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element's dream-enhancing power. That explains the feelings of déjà vu.
Ok, quindi noi ci siamo resi conto della situazione perché abbiamo la nostra benedizione di Dendro con Alexis.
Meanwhile, everyone else has no idea that they are in the Sabzeruz Festival Samsara, while their dreams are stolen from them over and over again.
E cosa puoi dirmi su eventuali effetti collaterali causati dalla produzione in massa di sogni?
Can humans really keep dreaming forever like this? Will it ever end? And if so, when?
You might say your mental fatigue has already answered this question. Eventually, there's only so much that people can tolerate. Especially those whose health is compromised to begin with, like Dunyarzad. This relentless exploitation takes an even harder toll on them.
People's lives are at stake here, and nobody knows a thing! We've got to put a stop to this!
Però come possiamo farlo? Come mai il sogno collettivo è ambientato nel festival?
I know, right? Why did they have to base this dream on my birthday? Could it really just be a coincidence?
Even you don't know the reason? Wow, now that's strange.
The Academia sages are determined to harvest lots of dreams in a short time, no matter the cost. They have to be up to no good. Traveler, do you have any information?
Il discorso del grande saggio.
Grand Sage said, go celebrate the birth of that god to your heart's content. Did he mean something more?
Forse vuole eliminare Naida in qualche modo. Informazioni sulla cascia.
Okay, Nahida said
Ok,
the
questa è sempre
Akasha
la stessa
relies on the
frase. Sogni privi di presenza umana.
Those spaces remind me of dreams.
Ok, niente. Proviamo con... consegniamo la conclusione così. Vediamo che succede.
Celebrate the birth of that god? Could it mean...
E forse significa che non ho altre domande.
Deceiving the people of Sumeru with no regard for their safety. No matter what they're trying to do, this is unforgivable. After we end the Sabzeruz festival, Samsara, we have to look into them.
How can the sages of the Academia do this behind their Archon's back? This is ridiculous!
In the end, I'm just the moon. The real sun is long gone.
Oh, si riferisce a Rukadevata.
A sun and a moon? Nahida's talking in riddles again.
Oh, di nuovo il fischio.
Oh, we're out of time today.
I'll tell you how to break free of the Samsara tomorrow. See you then.
Ok. Quindi andremo a dormire e speriamo che davvero sia la volta buona che riusciamo a liberarci del sogno. Oh, ci svegliamo direttamente con Naida. Ottimo.
Wait, now that Paimon remembers everything, should we instead say good morning, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Oh, che succede?
Hey, what's wrong, Nahida? You don't look too good.
Dov'è Dunyarzad?
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct.
Did Dunyarzad already disappear? No way. Are we too late?
The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
No. Ma non ci credo.
Paimon can't believe it. Wait, so what about that other Dunyarzad? Just what is she?
She's actually something like a puppet, but not completely. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness could no longer keep playing her role in this dream. So another Dunyarzad appeared to replace her in the dream. Just like the grass and the trees, that Dunyarzad is just a building block of the dream that helps to keep it going.
But personality-wise, she's nothing like the real Dunyarzad.
Puppets are stiff and can't copy a living person's vitality. After all, they're just there as filler. You know, speaking of which, the old Dunyarzad might not have been too different from a puppet.
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met you within her consciousness, and it was you who inspired her. So you do remember her after all.
Yes. Back then, her family was overly protective of her. No one cared about her personality or thoughts. It was as if she only lived to stall her Elazar. I just gave her a little wisdom so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, she still...
No, però... Però non è giusto, non doveva finire così. Ha significato comunque molto per lei.
Far from it. I'm still a long way off from being a real Archon. I couldn't even save her. If I were a competent Archon, I wouldn't have let my most faithful follower die at the Sabzeruz festival with so many regrets.
Please don't beat yourself up over it, Nahida. It's the sage's fault, and theirs alone.
I'm not beating myself up. All I did was to rationally observe the distance between myself and a real Archon.
Don't be like that, Nahida. Even real Archons are still allowed to be sad.
E anche di ubriacarsi e di raccontare frottole. Abbiamo tutta una sfilza di esempi. Non ce n'è uno che si salva degli Archon. Anzi, sei già quella più con la testa sulle spalle che abbiamo incontrato fino adesso.
To prevent more tragedies like this, we must end the Samsara as soon as possible.
Great, but how do we do that?
Although the Sabzeruz festival dream is under the Akasha's control, only humans can dream. Even the Akasha is unable to create them. That means this dream belongs to a host who created it.
Huh? So, how should we find that person?
Well, if this is someone's dream, then everything here must come from deep within their consciousness. Which means, with the power of imagination, they can change anything in this dream.
Imagination? What do you mean by that?
Imagination means breaking through what you perceive as normal.
E come possiamo fare?
Like when the server at the tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that food is on it. However, if you're the dream's host and you become aware that you're dreaming, when you imagine gold and more on the plate, the dream will respond in kind, and the server really will bring you gold and mora.
Ok, però bisogna trovare chi è il possessore di questo sogno in realtà.
But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream.
Infatti.
No matter how many times they're served, it will always be food.
Quindi dobbiamo prima di tutto trovare l'artefice e poi convincerlo a svegliarsi.
Find some way to make that person realize that they're dreaming. Usually, once that happens, the person will wake up and the dream samsara will be broken.
Ok, ho indovinato.
How are we going to find them, though? If it could be anyone, it'd be like looking for a needle in a haystack.
Infatti, è piuttosto complicata come
And even if
ricerca.
we did find them, how are we supposed to make them realize they're dreaming? After all, like you said, don't wake a sleepwalker.
It's extremely difficult, yes. But the only ones who can do it are you two. Remember, everything you've achieved up to this point has all been for the sake of finding the host and ending the samsara. As for me, during this time, I'll be out of town.
Come fuori città? Perché?
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of dreams where the traveler went?
Yes, I want to try something. There must still be a small wisp of possibility.
Vuole cercare di salvare Dunyarzad?
Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical, romantic, and full of pleasant surprises. Unnecessary things like this samsara need to end.
Paimon's still a little upset that we've come this far only for Dunyarzad to... She was such a good person, with such a simple wish. But fate was against her.
Sì, mi sento anch'io abbastanza demoralizzato.
Yeah. Saving Dunyarzad is what kept us going this whole time. But we mustn't lose hope, Traveler. Dunyarzad would definitely want to see us save everyone else. So let's break the samsara for her sake. Paimon's wondering, do you think the sages would get one of their own to be the host of this dream? Feels like it would be easier to control it that way, no?
Improbabile. Conoscendo il piano probabilmente si sarebbero resi conto di star sognando. Giusta osservazione, Alexis.
Huh. That's true. Plus, the sages probably weren't counting on there being other factors beyond their control, like Nahida and us. So, who do you think the host of the dream is?
Faris il cavaliere dei fiori?
Oh, that would make sense. Faris, the Knight of Flowers, is a symbol of the whole Sabzeruz festival, right? Pretty core character. Let's go ask him some questions, shall we?
Ok ragazzi, allora andiamo a parlare con Faris e poi direi che ci salutiamo qua perché temo che anche questo video sarà lunghissimo. Ok ragazzi, ci siamo quasi, ho fatto un giro un po' strano perché sono passato da dentro il Gran Bazar e non ce n'era bisogno, però eccoci qua, finalmente.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine, just... It's a little hard to explain. Would you mind taking part in a little experiment with us?
An experiment? That came out of nowhere. I'm listening, though. What do you need me to do?
Could you make a wish?
Immagina che il tuo desiderio si realizzi davanti ai tuoi occhi.
You want me to make a wish? Is that a new Sabzeruz festival tradition or something?
Sperano che se lui è davvero l'artefice del sogno, esprimendo il desiderio si realizzi. Vediamo.
Less questions, more wishing!
Okay. Okay. My wish. My wish. Okay. I'm a little nervous saying this out loud, but I want Miss Dunyarzad to be happy.
Oh, che brava persona, Faris. O meglio, VR mascherato da Faris.
Oh.
I noticed earlier that she looked a bit down, and she wasn't really talking to anyone. She just doesn't seem like herself. She's always so gentle and kind, and all the kids love her. I've also wondered if the reason she asked me to be Fairest Knight of Flowers is because I'm special to her, or something.
So, you have a crush on Dunyarzad?
Oh, is it that obvious? After what I just said, I guess it is. When she placed the hat of the Knight of Flowers onto my head, she said to me, I want everyone to have a happy Sabzeruz festival. What she didn't realize was that I'm not that interested in how everyone else feels. In that moment, I just wanted to be her Knight of Flowers for the rest of my life. 50 years, 100 years, I'll serve her till the end of time.
Eh sì, soprattutto se non riusciamo a uscire da sto sogno.
Okay, yeah, that was a bit much. Felt like the right moment to get it off my chest, but that was pretty embarrassing. Okay, I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
Avverati, per favore. E...
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh, you're
What?
Davvero?
Funky. Sorry, but only one portion of Yelda candies per person. Back home you go.
Ok, pensavo fosse davvero Dunyarzad. Se la son studiata bene questa. No, a quanto pare quindi non è lui.
Nice try, you two. Anyway, never mind. I don't need to see her appear right in front of me. As long as she's happy.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy.
Cosa dovremmo fare per risolvere sta faccenda? Come lo troviamo l'artefice?
It seems like everyone who knows Dunyarzad loves her, but none of them has any idea that she...
Che lei sia già venuta a mancare.
My lady, step back.
That sounds like Tia! Oh, right. This is when Dunyarzad bumps into the kidnappers.
Giusto.
Huh? But Tia can handle them. Hey, traveler!
Probabilmente Alexis vuole sfogarsi un po' per tutto quello che sta succedendo. Ok, però visto che mi sono già dilungato parecchio, ragazzi, andremo a sfogarci nel prossimo video, sperando anche che sia la volta buona di riuscire a uscire da questa trappola di sogni. Quindi, detto questo, io vi saluto e vi do appuntamento al prossimo video. Ciao ciao!